Morning, this is Mr. Willie in West Virginia. It is the 28th day of October. This month is almost gone. I wanted to share just a couple thoughts. Yesterday, I had like a 45-minute talk with my father, who lives in New York, and we talked about aging, about getting older. I'm still a pup compared to my dad, but what I've noticed since I've retired and in the last couple of days, there's been some things that I've done that's kind of let me know that I'm no longer 20, and there are some things that I'm going to have to start slowing down on as far as helping people, which is hard. One of the other things is a lot of times I'm home praying or I'm home by myself, and the enemy can come against you, and especially if you're not involved in things. I've come off of two different moves to Florida, helping some other people move furniture and stuff, and now I'm kind of sitting, and it's real quick for the enemy to come in and kind of make you feel like you're useless, like you're not doing anything, like you're no longer good for anything. I want to combat that by sharing a couple things that happened at our men's retreat that was really phenomenal. That, as I think about it, muse on it, they were just really incredible miracles of God, and just a neat way God spoke. We started off with communion, and something happened at that communion service, the first one we had, that's never happened to me before. And we do communion we have one cup that has the grape juice, which of course represents Christ's blood, and we have the bread. And because most people don't do the common cup thing, we take the bread, we bless it, explain what it's for, and same thing with the juice, and we dip the bread in the juice. I've always had no problems with that, but for some crazy reason, as I dipped my bread, I lost it, and there it was floating in the juice. And I suddenly realized I don't know what the protocol is for this. Do I get another piece of bread, or do I grab this? And there are other guys coming up behind me, they don't want my fingers in the juice, and my first thought was just to grab the bread real quick. So I grabbed the bread, stuck it in my mouth, and it was so saturated with juice. It was incredible. And as I took the juice, or took the bread and put it in my mouth and realized it was saturated, the Lord spoke to me and said, just as saturated as that bread is how I'm going to saturate you guys in the Spirit during this retreat. And I'm telling you what, He did not break His promise to us. We were saturated in the Spirit of God the whole time we were there. It was incredible. One of the other things I want to share is that we had a brother that needed prayer for his wife while we were there. And as we were just kind of sitting and kind of thinking and praying, and the Lord just kind of gave me a picture how to pray for this brother. And so we got him up, and we set him in the center of a circle. We had two men lay hands on him, and we had some of the men around him, facing him in a circle, and then we had men on the outside of those men with their backs to the backs of the guys that were facing him, and they were praying outward. And we prayed for him, and we were praying for his wife, and we were praying protection over him. And I'm telling you, it was a God moment, because it was just an image God gave to us on how to pray for him. And we found out immediately the numbers on his wife, whose immune system had dropped, began to start climbing. And within a couple of days, she was out of the hospital. And I want to encourage y'all, get a strategy. Allow God to speak to you. Allow God to saturate you with His Spirit, but allow God to speak to you and help you with the things that go on during the day. He will give you a strategy, and He will teach you how to do what you need to do. And when you feel like you're useless, pour yourself into God and allow Him to pour Himself into you. Because until we all die, there's stuff to do. And you have to encourage yourself in the Lord sometimes to not feel useless, to not allow the enemy to make you feel like you're not getting anything done, because you're getting stuff done. All right? Hey, this is Mr. William, West Virginia. I love you, but more importantly, God loves you. Today's Sunday. If you got a chance, get out to some fellowship and hang out with some of God's people. All right? Shalom.